How do you get super intentional with your month ahead, reduce overwhelm, and achieve more? I'm going to show you how I do it in my planner. Let's dive in. Hey there, Mama. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Planning with Chloe. I'm Chloe. I'm the owner and creator behind Keshinomi, and I create gorgeous, functional planner inserts that help to reduce overwhelm and make you feel like you're achieving more. So let's have a look at how I get really intentional about my month ahead. Now, I do have an insert, obviously. I use a planner. Mine is a Filofax Architecture A5 organiser. I absolutely love it, and I did create my own inserts. So my monthly insert, full disclosure, has been a work in progress up until now. It took about 6 to 8 weeks worth of development to get it to where it is at this point, where I feel comfortable sharing it with you, because I've tested it on myself and I know it really does help me, like I say, reduce overwhelm and achieve more and be really intentional with my month ahead. So it is a month at a glance, but it's on 4 pages, as you can see. The month at a glance is just on the 2 pages inside, but we do have this minimalist style month cover page where I'm going to keep using this word, intentionally used a lot of white space here, because I feel like the beginning of the month should be a fresh start. It should feel like that breath of fresh air, where you've done what you needed to do in the previous month and now you're turning over a new page, a new leaf, and it's just a moment to pause and gain clarity by clearing out the clutter. So we start off with this gorgeous clear month cover page, and then we come into the month at a glance. Now, this originally had this monthly calendar grid that you see in the top left-hand corner was actually spread across 2 pages. And okay, yeah, the little grid boxes were much bigger, but I was literally writing everything into those little boxes, all of my to-dos, my important dates and so on. And it just looked like a hot mess. It was not good. And my brain didn't really know where to focus. My eyes hurt looking at it. I tried crossing off the days because I thought, okay, well, let me see if I can do something that's going to help me just focus on where we are in the month. And when I added in the crossing off the days, it looked even worse. Oh, it's just terrible. So I had to completely redesign it. And that's why I gave myself a small calendar, which maybe seems counterintuitive, like why would you make it even smaller? Not because I want to write everything in there, but because I want to be, here's that word again, really intentional about how I present information. My job as a graphic designer is all about problem solving and presenting information in a logical way that is aesthetically pleasing to the eye, easy for us to take in that information and understand it. And I felt like having a smaller calendar where you needed to maybe do, like I have a dot stickers to highlight important dates, would force me to be intentional with how I was presenting my information, but also presenting the information in a way that was just clearer and easier on the eye. And I feel like this is much better. If I give you, hold on, let me just... Sorry, I just wanted to grab a little sticky note to cover some information on this page, but this is how my month at a glance now looks once it's filled out. This is just so much easier for my brain to take in the information and understand. So going back to the current insert that we're looking at, that's a little clearer. What I have done instead is given a calendar list of the days, so that you can list out all of the important to-dos, meetings, priorities that you need for a particular day. In a list format, I find that it's easier to take that information in. I don't know, give me a thumbs up if you agree. Our lists a far clearer way of seeing information. I've also given a little tick box on the right hand side, so that if you use, say, a bullet journal method of saying when tasks have been started, completed or deferred, then you can use that method here. Or you could color code it if you say work different shifts during the week and you want to just keep things looking super neat. You could color code, you know, what your days on or off are. It's really, really versatile how you can use this area. Now, I do have a freebie, so I'm going to plug that now, because I've got this insert where I've done the list underneath the monthly calendar grid. So I will just quickly show you that, because if you don't want all of the intentionality stuff, you just want a monthly insert, then this is quite handy. You could do your list of important dates and to-dos down here. You can maybe draw a line to separate it so that you've got enough lines for the entire calendar month. And this is just part of the Keshinomiya freebie. You get a month. They're all undated, so an undated month on one page, an undated week on one page, which I'm currently using the printout that I printed as a demo. All of these inserts I actually use. So yeah, you get a year at a glance insert as well, with it's got the year on one page and then just lines for notes on the back page. There's also a list insert, which again I'm using my demo sheet. I needed some list paper, so I haven't got that to show you, but I have done another video which I will link to in the description of these inserts. I'm not sure if it's been recorded yet, so it may not be in there depending on when you're watching this video. But coming back to the actual month at a glance insert for being really intentional with your time. So how I've made this really intentional is by giving you space to write an intention for the month. I think writing intentions is so important because it helps to focus your energy and gives you the space to put into words what you want to do. Like, it's all very well having an idea, but writing it down is the first stage to making it real, in my opinion. So having space for the intention of the month, and for we're currently at the time of recording this in January. So my intention for the month was to spend time mapping out routes to achieve my dreams, spend time mapping out routes to my dreams so I can reach them, And then I also was inspired by a Bible verse in the book of John, chapter 15, verse 2, and I paraphrased it down to prune to bear more fruit. And again, it's about being really intentional, getting clarity. I felt that was something that I really needed to focus on, especially if I'm spending time mapping out routes to my dreams. I need to be clear about what I'm doing and be really intentional with my energy and pruning out distractions. So there's a space for top 3 priorities. Again, you've got the tick boxes if you use a bullet journal method, so that you can tick things off as you go, or highlight when they're started or deferred or what have you. And then I've put a box for goal to achieve. And note that it is the singular version of the word. It's just goal, not goals. We're not spreading our energy all over the place, smashing multiple goals. I think just focus on one goal and do it bloody well. Now, I appreciate that maybe this little space here isn't enough room to write out your entire goal. So I do have another insert, which I don't have a blank version to show you, but I have got the project planning insert, which guides you through the whole process of being, again, really intentional about your goal or your project, listing out the specifics around the project, the who, the what, the why, and guides you to mapping out the steps to actually achieve that goal. And it's an insert that I actually use. It's an insert that I've used to help me reach quite a few of the goals in my business at the moment. So my goal, my priority was to revamp my MailChimp and to revamp my website. And I actually used my project planning insert to help me achieve both of those goals. And I did them well within time, which really surprised me. And it was just a case of being really intentional about what I wanted to achieve and mapping out those steps. So moving on this insert, I've also included a little mini calendar for the month ahead. I just think it's useful to have it in case you're trying to squeeze a lot into a particular month and you're like, maybe I should push this back to the following month. You can quickly see, oh, I could do it the first Tuesday of April potentially. So you can just see sort of what's going on. You can maybe use little dot stickers or color coding to highlight any important dates where you know that you're definitely not going to be free on that month. And it just saves you having to like flick back and forth through your planner when you're trying to map things out. Moving on, here we have the monthly review. So when I get to the end of the month, I want to do a review of how I've got on. So this just gives me a space to reflect on what my wins were. What do I need to revisit? What did I learn? And what am I thankful for? And these two questions, what do I need to revisit and what did I learn? There I giggle because they really are about where did I fail? What didn't go right? But it's just trying to do it in a way that is being more positive and having more of a growth mindset around it. Again, we're aiming to be intentional with our time, intentional with our energy, and intentional with how we grow as a person. And I think reflecting and reviewing on the things that you want to achieve and how you've done is so important, even if you didn't quite reach your goals, even if you feel like you failed at certain things. To me, failure is feedback. I try my best to welcome failure, even though I am a huge perfectionist and it causes me to procrastinate badly on things. So I get held back because of my fear of failure. I work really hard to reframe failure as feedback and just keep putting myself out there and pushing myself outside of my comfort zone. And I'm very intentional about that. And that's why I use inserts like this. That's why I created an insert like this, to remind me of what I'm wanting to achieve, but also helping me reframe things in a way that helps me grow as a person. Obviously, you don't need these planner inserts to do this. You can have a look at what I've done here. You can see how you could incorporate things like the intention for the month, focusing on just one goal, doing a review and asking yourself these questions at the end of the month, writing them down in your journal. You don't need these inserts to do that, but obviously these have it all mapped out for you and just present it in a really lovely minimalist functional way. And also you could just use, if you did want an insert, you could totally just use the freebie inserts. I've popped a link in the description below of how you can get a hold of these. All they cost is your email address, and I only want to send you really useful information in my emails. And obviously you have to print it. So there is a cost involved in printing it yourself. You need paper and ink and electricity to power your printer and blah, 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 blah. So it's not completely just like, here, throw in free inserts at people. But the hard work has been done in that it's designed. And I even supply you with a video on how to print it. Like, so much useful information. It's definitely worth getting on the mailing list to not just get the inserts, but just to get loads of other useful information, like how to be intentional with your month ahead. I hope you found this video useful. If you have, give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing, because that's how you're going to know when I post other videos on using your planner to reduce overwhelm and achieve more. So until next time, Mama, thanks for watching. Bye for now. Bye, 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 bye.